In this video, we are going to know about a generated knowledge prompting in prompt engineering. So now let's imagine a student is asked with a difficult question like what causes lightning. So the student doesn't know the answer right way, but instead of guessing, they first read a science book, gather some facts, and they try to answer. So that's the basic idea behind generated knowledge prompting in AI. When the model doesn't have information to answer a question directly, it first generates some useful knowledge and then uses that information to respond more accurately. So, now what is generated knowledge prompting? So, generated knowledge prompting is a two-step prompting method where the AI model first generates useful background information, facts, definitions, or context, and then uses that generated knowledge to answer the final question. Now, let's see some of the definition for generated knowledge prompting. So, generated knowledge prompting is a technique where intermediate knowledge is first produced by the language model, which is then used as a part of the input to generate a more accurate or informed final response. In simple words, the model teaches itself first and then uses what it just learned to solve the task. So when and where do we use generated knowledge prompting? So this method is helpful when the task needs domain knowledge or facts the model might not recall directly. So this method is particularly helpful when you want better accuracy in answers that involve reasoning. So this method is helpful when the question is hard and you want the model to build understanding before answering. And also this method is helpful when you are working with new, uncommon, or complex topics. Now, let's see how generated knowledge prompting overcomes limitations of other techniques. So, the first one is it improves accuracy in hard topics. So, zero shot and even chain of thought prompting may fail when the model does not have enough info. So, generated knowledge prompting builds that info first, which improves the response quality. Second thing is it reduces hallucinations. So hallucination. It reduces hallucination. So by making the model focus on facts first, it reduces the chances of it making up incorrect answers, especially in factual or technical subjects. So third one, it supports multi-step thinking. So this method breaks the task into two parts, learning and answering, which mimics how real human works through unfamiliar questions. So now let's see some of the advantages with the generated knowledge prompting. So the first one is it helps the model to recall facts more accurately. Second one is it is great for complex technical or unfamiliar domains. Third one is it supports better for reasoning and logic. Fourth one is it reduces errors from knowledge gaps. Fifth one is it mimics real learning process. So now let's see some of the limitations of generated knowledge prompting. So in generated knowledge prompting, it takes more time due to multiple steps. It needs careful prompt design to generate useful facts. It generated facts can still be inaccurate or made up, so it may not help much in simple or straightforward tasks. It needs a way to combine knowledge and answers effectively. So now let's summarize the video. So generated knowledge prompting is like telling the model, pause, learn what you need first, then solve the question. So this strategy works especially well for technical, medical, legal, scientific or academic topics where the knowledge is critical. So it brings AI one step closer to real understanding, just like how a student studies before answering an exam question. For prompt engineering, like for prompt engineers, this technique is a powerful way to boost the depth and quality of answers without retraining the model. So in the next video, we are going to learn about directional stimulus prompting. So imagine, so in this video, we are going to learn about directional stimulus prompting in prompt engineering.